Come on, Macca, sing that song. Well, listen, my intro would be this number one track, Tiny Bubbles. He's never started the show off with that before, has he? Say you don't need no diamond rings. Oh, she's awful. Money can't buy me love. I had to have words with Melinda. She seems determined to go to Paul McCartney. There's just no hiding the excuses she's using, and you could tell her husband was very distressed by it. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go last time. He thought it was horrible, and he even said, "Look, didn't we discuss this?" And she'd forgotten. She totally blanked the idea. She said, "Oh, fuck off. Don't care. I want to go and see him because it's the greatest thing." It's about being there. No, it's not about being there. It's about wasting 1,000 fucking bucks. That's what it's about. Wasting that money. Wasting that money. And if you don't want to be there watching that crap, it's not an amazing experience. It's a horrible experience. Yeah. I, like I said, what this is terrible. Trying to force a man to go and see a gig which is hideous. We can hear him now. You've got the loudest drum kit in the whole world, and I've been watching this and studying it, and I can see what's going on. They've done this practice, and they've said, "Oh, he gets wobbly when he says this word and that word and that word." So they've just got this really loud drum, and he just turn it right up when he's going to have a dodgy song like he did. Maybe I'm Amazed, and it was just so tinny. It was horrible to listen to. It was like, my God, how can people put up with that horrible tinny sound surrounding them? And I was, yeah, she shouldn't be watching the Beatles gigs. You know, it's hanging about with the likes of Mazzy. She thinks, oh, if I see Paul McCartney, it'll be impressing Mazzy, because Mazzy's got to go and want to see him as well. And then he's got to also want to talk about his fucking book at the same time. And people like that causing so much trouble at the moment. This is what it is. Gullible Americans going to see it and still saying it was a good gig. Did you see that lunatic Joan? Joan. Hey, that tells you everything. Just the name Joan. I mean, nobody under the age of 70 in this country is called Joan. It's not a sexy name, but that's not the point. She was witness number one to the concert, and she'd seen him 68 times. Nobody in the world has seen Paul McCartney 68 times. hello, everybody. So I'm trying not to get off of what I'm saying, because this is terrible, awful. Now let's get real time. Oh, this is good. Everybody had a wet dream. Oh, we will. Well, let me just spark this up. I feel like letting go. And also, that Mr. Mayo's got to go. I know he's going to go. Because, oh, yeah, well, I think Ringo's going to show up on the last date. And I'm thinking, all right, you want to waste your money, fair dues. But even if Ringo does show up on his birthday, do you think anyone's going to give a shit? Because the singing's going to be bad all night. Even if Ringo joins in, the singing's going to be twice as bad. But you ain't going to hear no singing. You know why? Because that loud drummer's going to be going every time you say three syllables. You can't make it through the syllables, so he's going to have to go. Do you need anybody? It was horrible. It sounded fucking horrible. And believe you me, if you think, oh, well, this is what concerts sound like, listen to Wings Over America when he's singing Maybe I'm Amazed. Listen to, what's that other one? The Rocky one and all that shit. And you can hear the voices perfectly clear. They're not trying to hide anything. You're hearing Paul McCartney singing. How come all of a sudden you can't hear him singing? He's been buried so much into the mix now. This is all done on purpose because basically what he's saying to you lunatics that want to go and see him is, fuck you. You can come and see me anyway. All got to do is get up on stage and warble. You know what? Even Brian Wilson's more honest than that. At least he just get up on the piano and stay dead for 2 hours. I mean, that's more honest for you, isn't it? Because this is exactly what McCartney's doing. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't manage to put any fucking photos that his daughter took up there just to, you know, sell them into foyer. Oh, honestly, I was listening to that Poor Witness #2 from Two Legs. He told a heartbreaking story. His name was Don, and this man had seen Macca 15 times. 50. It's not too bad. Oh, what's he saying? Oh, he looks like Billy J. Kramer. He's stolen Billy J. Kramer's jacket. I know. He thinks he can go on forever and fuck people off like this. He's only going on forever because you wankers are letting him go on. This whole concert's going to finish. This whole fucking tour's going to finish. And guess what? He's going to go to England. They'll kill him. They'll kill him if he gets on the stage like that. Unless we're just going to listen to a loud drum going. Let me see you. Oh, my Lord. Do you know what? Danny DeVito's idea was better than this. I mean, you know, on Linda's Wings, that would have been good, wouldn't it? And he's got to put a song in there for Nancy Shovel and Jane Asher. To lead a better life. Every single. Oh, he's got to get to Into My Life now. Listen. Shh. Oh. What a horrible thought. Having Paul McCartney with you, wanting to stay with you. Ugh. Bet he smells like an old man with aftershave on. So just listening to this song, it's tiresome, isn't it? It's just like, oh, fucking get on with it. Finish the song. Get it out of the way. It is. It's horrible. I'm telling you. All right. I did. Yeah, that bloody. What is it? Music Man and Mr. Mayo interview. I fell asleep. It was so boring. You know, and you know what he didn't say, which he should have done? She says to him, "What do you do?" And he didn't say, "I sing the national anthem at cockfights." See, he missed a brilliant comedy moment there. If there's one time to use that excuse as well, and or that occupation, and all she was doing was saying, "What, this album or this album?" That was hardly fucking Parkinson, is it? And it's, oh yes, well, everybody says what a wonderful interview it was. It was fucking shit. And what do you expect? That's her thing. That's all she does. She just brings up the Beatles and then she says this album or that album. What about asking him some fucking proper questions like, why does he think the record shop owner is his boss. Why does he think that? Is he getting instructions off this bloke? Is he being bullied by this bum? He said he couldn't give him any more money. Is this bloke demanding cash with menaces? Have they got some information on him? Did he get in a clinch with a big girl in the corner of the record shop and they're using footage from that to blackmail him? Who knows? Who knows? Because I'll tell you something, you have no right to ask me how I feel now that we're living separate lives. Oh, I've got to tell you something really good news, though. Right, shut up a minute, McCartney. Come on to me. Oh, God, honestly, if I was at that gig, this is real time, right? If I was at that gig, I would have walked out. It's awful. It's fucking, it's so laboured. You know, it's like, when you've got a lot of good musician on the stage, you've got to come out, yeah, here we go. He's prancing across the stage. He's just done a double somersault. Now he's playing the guitar with his teeth. Oh, now he's using the guitar as a sexual object. Yeah, the crowd went wild. And all you get in here is some fucker getting on the stage with a Zimmer frame, not moving much, turning up with grey hair and sweaty armpits. It's not nice. It's not nice. And also, this is another complaint people have had about going to the concert. They seem to, wherever you sit, you're surrounded by smelly people who keep eating. Because witness number one said there were smelly people around her. Witness number two said the whole gig was ruined for him by smelly people and McCartney couldn't be fucked. See, and every time I've tried to debate, I tried to get on Talk More Talk the other day. They realised it was me and they blocked me straight away. I was building up to them. But they realised it was me. I reckon they sent a secret message to Kit O'Toole because the bitch went fucking blocked me, didn't she? Just because they were scared I was going to ask them questions about McCartney gig. Because all they want to do is put out the Kenny Loggins news. And also, I think Kenny Loggins has called me. No, he said, "Who are you? Are you crazy?" I think so. That's what he said to me. I'm sure that's what he said. I was a bit drunk when I sent him the communication, but I might not have sent it to him. It might have been this couple from where are they from? Somewhere in America. Somewhere in America. Anyway, they put these. They was in like I don't know, fucking the Andaman Islands or somewhere like that. And there was a picture of his girlfriend like in a bikini and everything. Anyway, I watched through the whole video. There wasn't any bikini action at all. So I complained about. Anyway, first thing I got, what did you just say? And I repeated it to him that I said, you've advertised your girlfriend in a bikini. And I said, and we didn't get any girlfriend in a bikini. And he got really fucked off about it. Like, oh, who are you, a pervert or something? And this conversation went on, and I just said, no, you can't fucking false advertise like that. It's false advertising. That's why I got so many hits. And I told him, I said, you're lying. I said, you advertise your wife's tits. Tell her to get them out. I mean, this is what I hate fraud. I hate fraud. It reminds me of those old albums you used to get, like 50 hits from the 60s. Original artists, and then you'd put it on and it'd be like Mary Hopkins singing like in 1985, and you'd be, hang on a minute, that sounds awful. Plus they're using a synthesizer for all the tracks. Sounded terrible. Anyway, yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. Some good news. Iceman. Right. The good news is my wife and me, we've been married for 10 years. Yeah, 10 years and one day. Because I was busy yesterday, being with my wife, so I couldn't mess around and talk to you lot about the horror of this McCartney gig, this tour, this appalling ripoff. It wouldn't matter so much if it was 10 quid, but you know what I mean? Because these people who went to see Billy J. Kramer, they're getting their value for money. I mean, they went to a shitty, cheap show. No fucking bother at all with it. You know, fuck it, we would get him in because we can buy him for a couple of pints, and that's what you're getting, a pub singer for a couple of pints. All right, yeah, it's like going to see your auntie at the karaoke. You think, all right, yeah, let her on the stage. I will survive. I'm every woman, you know, all that kind of stuff. Smack my bitch up, you know, all that stuff. But this is too much. I mean, having to pay £1,000 to see a pub singer, but not just a pub singer, because you know the pub singers can be good sometimes, but a pub singer, just a karaoke singer, really, a karaoke granddad. £1,000 for a karaoke granddad. I hope you're watching, because there's certain idiots out there who seem to think it might have been Andy One Leg said Paul McCartney. Oh, it might have been Mr. Mayo. Somebody said it. He's out there and he's watching. He likes to watch us. No, he don't. He ain't got, his ego hasn't got time to watch negativity, because he will see it. If he read anything to do with the Daily Mail, why would he want to hang around with sycophants all day? Because he's used to them. He knows your boneheads. He does. He knows. So he don't bother with you. Why would you? Why would you? You're the quiet people who live in the street, not the fucking bloke who throws stones out the window every morning. The bloke who throws the stones out the window, you've got to deal with. You've got to pacify him. But those other cunts, they'll give you £1,000, no problem. They're the quiet ones, the idiots. That's all right, they're on your side. It's the ones that aren't on your side you've got to watch out for, and that's the ones he's watching. So he could be watching me right now. If you are watching McCartney, you better speak to me, my friend, because there is one way you can save this. I'm afraid you're going to have to fall on your own sword a little bit. But before you get to Glastonbury, because I don't think this country should have you. I think you should be cancelled in this country. I mean, I don't agree with cancellation, but in your case, McCartney, you deserve to be. So I'm sorry I said that, everybody. Maybe I might retract that later when the magnitude of what I've just said sinks in. But what I think he should do, and everybody will just remember this incident rather than the bad singing or the waste of money or the shitty merchandise or the photos by his daughter or granddude. This is it, Brian. I see you've been hanging around telling your story about this. You know, at least the people still allow you a voice here, there and everywhere. I mean, I haven't been allowed. I've been blocked everywhere. And like I said, I've been trying to get on the Two Leg Show. They blocked me. Andrew Dixon blocked me. He also called me weird and irrelevant. I mean, you know, they know how to hurt a bloke, don't they? Possibly Kenny Loggins said, "Who are you?" Like I said, I can't be sure about this. It might have been the American couple who went to the Andaman Islands. Because like I said, I got in a bit of an argument with him, but I was also causing a bit of aggro with other people that night. And I think it could have been Kenny Loggins who said, "Who are you? Are you mad?" I think so. Because I said about Kenny Loggins' skeleton. It might have been Andy One Leg said it to me. I don't know. Like I said, it's all a haze to me. I woke up and there was 3 bodies around. I don't know how it happened. It's not a defence. It's not a defence. I know, multi-server, but it's all right because I've seen you out there as well. You've been out there as the voice. And you as well, pre-code, Mick. You can still get on Andrew Dixon's show. Yeah, but listen, don't be fooled. He looks like your average moron up north, but he's not. He's a powerful man. I told you I can't say any more than that because he could come down on me because he's got all the government coffers behind him. Untold power over man. Untold power. There you go. See that? So well, just don't be guilty by association, Mick. So anyway, I said about Kenny Loggins' skeleton. You know, to the left of him It seems like there's, I don't know, because I'm watching it from a mobile phone, so I can only see really small Kenny Loggins. But when it's all compacted in a small corner, it looks like he's got a skeleton next to him. Now you have a look and you'll realise what I'm saying. So anyway, Kit O'Toole's not talking to me either because I said that she'd only sold 3 books and that was to Mr. Mayo. Because she kept saying she was at the Beatle Fest and she sold out all her book. It was all lies when they said, "Oh, wasn't it a great Beatles Fest?" It was all lies, and they didn't like it because I exposed them. Honestly, some people travelled. Do you know? It's be like me travelling from England to Egypt and back, right? It'd be like that, but me going to the Beatle Fest from where some of these people have come from, it's horrific. Horrific. He will buy anything. In fact, he only turned up because he didn't want to be there because he saw the way the wind was blowing. He also did. He's also frightened to go to the McCartney gig, but he won't be able to stop himself in there because he'll think, well, Tom Hunyati's going, so now I can't get out of it. But I think Tom Hunyati probably knows now it's probably best not to go because it's a lot of money, isn't it? I mean, it's not like your fantastic George Harrison wooden box. You've got that forever. I bet you've been getting it out, giving it a good polish every day. Oh, the smell of that real wood from George Harrison's estate. It's so lovely. It's just like, as Mazzy said, it's just like being there. Got a little wooden box made at IKEA, made out of fucking dyed Norwegian pine. And you're saying it's like being there. You fucking cunts. Honestly, is there nobody that I'm not going to have to come after about this lunacy? But when will these people ever learn? When, if they gave me a ticket and said, "Go on, you go and see Paul McCartney, and here we are. There's the flight money as well, and there you can have a hot dog too," I'd say, "Fuck off." You think I want to waste my money going all that way? I'd only do that if I could get on the stage with Paul McCartney and shove a bacon sandwich in his mouth. And horsewhip him as well. That'd be good. You'd pay good money to see that, wouldn't you? And then we'd get a cannon. I'd stoke it with time to the front and blow him into the crowd into a million pieces. Yeah, that'd be better than Live and Let Die, wouldn't it? What does it matter? Anyway, let's get on with a bit more of the gig whilst I spark this up. I might even get myself a nice grape juice because I'm in the mood for a bit of grape juice at the moment, cranberry, something like that. Yeah, I know that was enough. That's all they're complaining about, that he's singing the same songs. Now, these people, you people who are moaning about that at home, why would you complain? Because, do you know, once upon a time, I was considering going to see Elton John, and I thought, let's try and find out what people have said about this tour so far. And there was a few complaints, and this was in the days of newspapers, you know, so you had to rely on the music magazines and things like that to get, you know, and you had to get it fast. What happened? And, you know, last night's gig, and the bloke, he was one of these record, you know, journalist type people, and he was going, oh, he said, I hate it when he has to, just to please his lovey friends, he always playing Song for Guy and Don't Go Break and all this kind of stuff. Why doesn't he concentrate on his last album? Well, let me tell you, you fucking idiot, that's not what people want to go and see. Now, if I go and see bloody Elton John tomorrow, all right, he's got a bad voice now, but say he had a good voice and I was going to see him next week, I fucking want him to sing Don't Go Breaking My Heart and all his hits. Fuck his latest album. Wouldn't you agree with that? Oh, honestly. Now let me spark this up. In the meantime, let me give you some more of the gig, because we don't have to be at the gig. I'll save you 1,000 bloody quid, Mr. Mayo. I'll save you £1,000 now. You listen to this gig with me, and you won't even have to buy any souvenirs, and I'll send you a coaster of Back to the Egg. How about that? That's something to keep them excited. That's got them all talking. That'll be an interesting 20-minute video of Andrew Dixon for sure. Oh, and listen here, have you seen the latest? What is it? TJR and Robert Kinsler have met up again with one of these really important subjects, and guess what? They're talking crap all the way through it. In fact, I can't even remember what it's about now, but it's one of those clickbait things. Oh, anyway, here we go. Listen to this for a minute. No, we don't want that. Next song. Who's doing Let Me Roll It? Oh, that woman was ugly. She looked like Emily from Emmerdale. I bet they've got some right pigs in that audience. It's not the same audience you get like at most gigs. Oh God! Oh my God! It's just a terrible rip-off. It's awful. I think the worst bit is that bloody hologram John Lennon. Well, they couldn't even afford a fucking hologram. And everyone was blown out by it. And they said, oh, it was amazing how fucking Andrew Jackson had made it so we could use it. And then he went, talk about not understanding public reaction. He's lost about 1 million fans overnight by waving the Ukrainian flag. Was he fucking involved in politics when he don't know nothing about it? Do you know? And also, he shows footage of Johnny Depp. Isn't there enough trouble and controversy over that subject at the moment? I don't think he realised. I don't think, because they had all this footage pre-planned and they didn't fucking think about it. Like, oh, we've got to get Johnny Depp off. That's, I'll just leave him up there. The audience is scratching their head in bewilderment. Oh, stop it. Fucking sing some songs. Come on. Oh, what's this? What the fuck's this? Bloody hell, it's not exactly let them in, is it? Well, it's horrible. It'll never catch on, this hologram singing, because all you're really doing is watching a previous performance looking really shit. And it's even more embarrassing when you've got a bloke about 100 years old trying to sing next to somebody who died 50 years ago, aged 18 or something. This isn't his swan song. He's going to keep squeezing this. He's really got to keep squeezing it. As long as he can get money, why not? Why not? I mean, fuck you lot. And this excuse about him, oh, well, he wants to sing, let him sing. But he's not. He should turn around and says, look, listen, I've been fucking with you lot for years now. I haven't done a good song since the 80s. I'm really sorry. I offer myself as a sacrifice. Tomorrow, I will die in front of everybody on live TV. I shall be fired from a cannon, lit by invisible ray, and then everybody will be happy. I'll be happy. Nancy Shovel will be happy. She's got to share the stage with maybe I'm amazed at the way. Anyway, let's hear My Valentine because this is awful, isn't it? See, at least at home, I can flick through this bullshit because it's hurting my ears. You are making my ears hurt. Dances with Wolves. Yeah, well, this is it. My gig. Do you want to hear my gig? I had this written down when I was at work yesterday, and I was because they've sold off a load of land. I was pretty fucked off, so I went to sit and I sat down and I wrote some. I wrote my own gig down. So anyway, Tiny Bubbles starts it, and then Warm and Beautiful, and also if it's Angela Rayner, Warm and Ginger, right? And then I'd follow it because it'd fool everybody. I'd have Hey Jude as track 3 because they'd be, well, hang on, wow, and they'd be blown out. They'd say, "This is fucking fantastic, Hey Jude, track 3," and then I'd go straight. I'd just fuck with their heads even more, go on to For You, but I'd say fuck you, and then everybody would be talking again. They'd say, "Did you know when he said For You?" He actually did mean fuck you. And I'll tell you why, because he was at that concert and he said fuck you. Yeah. See, another mystery solved by McCartney himself. Right. Now, and believe you me, Brian, there is holograms coming up in my concert. And then I'd lead in, this is a medley, this goes straight into bogey music. Because I think, you know, that way that drummer can get his and then I'll go on straight. You know, because we got to get 35 tracks in. Well, actually 22 in this case, because I ran out of space on the paper to write them. So 22 is fuck you lot, for you lot. So we've gone bogey music. Then we've gone on the Soggy Noodle. Every concert needs that, and I'm sure Uncle Albert would agree with me. Fucking Danny DeVito, baldy bastard. He's the brains behind that Beatle Fest. You know, he is. And then I'd get a duet, and this would be a hologram of George Harrison. First one, not so important as John. So we're building up to John. See what I'm doing? I'd have George Harrison hologram singing Apple Scruffs with me. You see, and what I'd do is I'd mute his voice as best I could, and get a really noisy harmonica player in the background. And I'd drown out George's voice halfway through, and then I'd get Macca to come in and say, "Apple Scruff, Apple Scruff." And then, all right, enough excitement already. And then because it's my record, Mr. Kite, got to have Mr. Kite because it really fucks everyone off. The band begins. Another noisy drummer song, so you don't have to hear him too much. And then I'd go, and this is the one they say he can't touch it vocally anymore. Well, I say he can touch it vocally, and if he fails to touch it vocally, I'll be in the audience laughing my tits off. So therefore, I want him to try and sing "Listen to What the Man Said." You can try for me, for God's sake, Macca. Try for Ray. Right now we have got after Listen to What the Man Said, his vocals will be stripped, so he's going to need to sing when he's going to need a rest for 5 minutes, get him a cup of coffee, vanilla ice cream, a McFlurry, and a veggie burger. and then we'd get the strippers on. There'd be an all-girl band dressed up like Ethan Alexandrians with his Shea Stadium, and they'd take off all their clothes, and then they'd wave their muffs for 2 or 3 minutes, and then they'd run off the stage. And then we'd get a big Ukrainian flag and set fire to it. And then we get Paul comes back. Once the flag's burned, it reveals a man in a gas mask, and it's Paul McCartney. And he takes his mask off, and he's got like a PVC outfit on to say, like, this is post-nuclear. This is a dangerous world we live in. And then we realise we're in a different part of the gig. This is a darker part of the gig. So then we get another duet. All of a sudden, from the smoke comes none other than the hologram of Michael Jackson. And then we get the drummer and he does the introduction. Here we go. And he's do 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 do. And then Michael Jackson starts singing, "The girl is mine, the doggone girl is mine." The crowd goes wild. The crowd goes wild. Anyway, then he even says at the end, because of prosthetics and special effects they can do nowadays, and voice dubbing and that kind of thing, and copying things like digitally. Well, they're going to get Michael Jackson will say at the end of the song, "Bye, Paul. I'll see you in heaven." And then he walks off, and he goes and disappears into a whole bunch of exploding stars. The crowd goes wild again. I told you we're in a darker territory now. Anyway, the crowd's still cheering when all of a sudden a big explosion on the stage. Another hologram appears. This time it's not Paul McCartney's vanished. Paul McCartney's gone. Where's Paul McCartney gone? There is another hologram though. This time it's Paul Simon. Paul Simon starts singing the late great Johnny Zero. The crowd goes wild. Then Art Garfunkel's son comes on and finishes off the song for him. And they raise their hands, they lower their hands, and then they get a member of the state, they get a member of the audience who's a cripple, and they say, "Bring that man up there, bring that man up here now." And then that man actually doesn't know he's at Paul McCartney gig. So anyway, his operator says, "Look, excuse me, we can't let this boy go on the stage because he's clinically brain dead." So where's another kid in a wheelchair? What about you over there? And then they get the kid in the wheelchair on the stage, but because they've taken the ramp away in case of a stage invasion, there's a lot of trouble with the steps, so they have to lift the chair up. Then they lift the chair onto the stage, and then it falls into the orchestra pit. And then they say, "Quick, got to get on with the concert." So anyway, then there's a big explosion again on the stage. Guess what happens this time? Oh, yeah, he does. That was quite scary, actually, because I thought, well, you should say that Ireland's a neutral country. It shouldn't have to go through this nuclear holocaust with the rest of Britain. But I'm thinking, well, hang on, no, because Ireland is part of Europe, and Europe have sort of declared war on Russia, haven't they? So it's debatable. It's debatable, but if it does happen, we go out together. Be good. Anyway, well, it won't be good. I don't want to get blown to pieces. Anyway, listen. So here we are. Already, we've had a few holograms. We've got enough holograms for you yet? Oh yeah. Look. Listen. We're going to have a ukulele song because people demand it. Right. So now there's a big explosion of stardust, right? And then all of a sudden, Denny Lane comes out. Denny Lane's hologram, in fact, and he's much younger. He's like Denny Lane of 1975, and he sings with Paul McCartney on the stage, "Children, Children," for all the children in the audience. What a lovely thought. Anyway, at the end of the song, the hologram of Denny Lane shakes Paul's hand and says, "We're friends again now, aren't we, Paul?" And Paul turns around and says, "Never in a million years, get lost, loser." And the crowd goes wild. They go, "Woo!" But some it's too much for. Some people in the audience were saying, "We wanted Wings to get back together. We're really upset." But others say, yes, well, Denny Lane needed telling. Denny Lane is a lesser being. So anyway, right, now there's a big explosion of stardust, and guess what? There's a hologram of Linda McCartney comes out, and also a hologram of Lawrence Juba, and they go and sing "Seaside Tranny." And the crowd, they're not so happy this time. But then, just afterwards, there's a duet and it's coming up. And how do we know this? Because there's a big explosion, but this time it's smoke. What's coming out of the smoke? And it is the hologram of Lawrence Juba still there, and he's playing a guitar version of La 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 Linda. And that also gets Paul McCartney off the hook with Nancy Shovel, because then she can't say, why are you always fucking playing music for that bitch? What about me? I'm your wife. Right, so listen. Okay, at last we have the final, I hope it's the fucking final hologram. The last hologram comes in, big puff of smoke, and it's John fucking Lennon. And he sings, How Do You Sleep on His Own? All right, so anyway. Oh, no, we've got one more hologram coming in. I'm sorry, there's a lot of holograms. We got to get our value for money, haven't we? This is a hologram of Elvis Costello, and he sings You Want Her Too, but he dedicates this to Nancy Shovel. But then Elvis Costello says at the end of the song, I don't actually want Nancy Shovel. I like my girls with a bit of meat on them. Right, anyway, so then when the crowd can bear no more, we go on to a Beatles medley, which includes Sun King, Little Child, Run for Your Life, What Goes On, and Check My Machine. Right, and then he follows up with In Spite of All the Danger, because you deserve In Spite of All the Danger. And it's a quick one. He can get rid of it quick. All right, now we've got Live and Let Die. The stage explodes, and everyone thinks the whole show's over. Time to go home. And then all of a sudden you can hear like a rustling behind it. Then there's another big explosion. And this time Paul McCartney comes out and sings The Other Me. Na na na, na na na. And the whole audience start going, na 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 na. And everybody's saying this is the best gig ever. Right. And then what's he singing now? I don't know what he's singing out. And then he's going to be, no, my gig's much more better than anybody else's, I think. And then he's just finished The Other Me. Everybody's saying, what it wonderful to hear him say Dustbin Lid for the first time in a concert ever. I'm so excited. Right, now his final encore is going to be My Valentine. And the crowd says, oh, this is a beautiful tribute to his lovely wife, Nancy Shovel. Yes, this is what you're here for. Everybody's here. And then at the end, you remember on King Kong when Fay Ray's been caught by the natives and they strap her up against the two poles? Well, then there's two blokes dressed up like Invisible Ray come in. And, like those blokes on Yellow Submarine who are carrying those big apples. Well, I come in like that on either side of him. I grab him by the wrists. I tie him to two chains that are suspended from the stage. And then from behind the curtain, I'll get my cannon and I'll stoke it up as the crowd are whipped up into an uncontrollable frenzy. Then I shall light the fuse and then I'll go. And then Paul McCartney will be painted over the entire audience. The crowd will go wild. And that's the best way to finish your career off, Paul McCartney. So if you're watching, take that on board. That's the best advice you're going to get because you're listening to the wrong people. A bit like Our Majesty the Queen. There's some bad stuff going on. But let's hear a bit more of the Paul McCartney's Spokane. Somebody said, is it like Spokane? And I said, no, that's cocaine. Right. It's my Valentine. Right. Oh, horrible. Oh my God. You help me understand. Mr. Noisy Drummer. All right, all right. I'm sorry, but I'm sitting here aghast. And you know what? I'm sitting here aghast because the noise coming out of my computer this gig is horrible. It's just this horrible deafening noise. Like you know, that's not what I want from a concert. It's not what a concert sounds like. A concert sounds good. It sounds lively. You can hear the singers, but they're obviously trying to disguise his voice really heavily, and it's awful. And he's honest. Honestly, I mean, I'm not paying one fucking nickel to be sitting here watching this crap, and I can go in the kitchen and get myself some pizza, and eat it in front of Mr. Mayo. I can do whatever I want here, right here. I can have some chocolate cake. I don't have to queue up for 10 hours. I can get myself a back to the egg coaster, print it off myself, cut a circle round it, and there I am. I've got my fucking back to the egg coaster. I haven't spent 50 quid on it like you cunts. And by the way, I'm not talking about you, Brian and Fred, and I'm talking about these cunts that are hidden in the background, like fucking Tom Onyati. Still, I mean, these people never learn their lesson. They never learn their lesson. Ugh. Anyway, let's hear a bit more of this. I'm sorry I can't really listen to this all the way through because it is very hard on my ears. My ears are hurting. I've said that already, haven't I? All right, all right. Oh, yeah. I think there's people with psychological problems out there, really bad psychological problems. Because, do you know, if I'd seen Paul McCartney, say I'd seen Paul McCartney in 1989, just by chance, I really wouldn't want to feel the need to go and see him again. You know, so if you've seen him like multiple times, fucking 68 times, then you're deranged. Like Joan the deranged, Joan of deranged. I might put a picture of her up afterwards. A mutated artistic interpretation of Joan. Honestly, you know, all these people are coming out fucking Pandora's box, and it's something to do with Tom Onyati and Angie One Leg. Every fucking no, if it's not them, it's the Talk More Talk. Did you see Talk More Talk the other day? They'd replaced Mr. Mayo. He's right fucked off about it. They had Lionel Richie's dad and fucking Alec Baldwin, Keir Starmer, as a replacement. What was outstanding? Yeah. Do you know what? His mouth's not even moving in time with the music, so he's probably dubbed. Oh, oh, horrible. I know they need to be told. You see what you're doing. This isn't the act of a family man or a family woman saying, I'm going to go and see Paul McCartney, because it's selfish. It's horrible. That's £1,000 you could be putting towards your family buying a new. What about Melinda? Why don't you go and get like a £2,000 organ from learn the organ, and you can make your own music and you can play along to She's Not There. You know, you could do the intro like do 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 do. Well, no one told me about her. Yeah, great, wouldn't it? You could play that all by yourself, standing up like Josie and the Pussycats, and that'd be $2,000 well spent. But no. I want to ruin a man's life by taking him for fucking a day trip to see this old fucker singing badly. It's awful. Oh, I mean, I wouldn't say if I didn't care, would I? I wouldn't. Yeah, what's he going to sing now? What are the crowd getting whipped up about? Oh, is he going to do his something in the way she moves? I want to hear today. He's doing that fake crying, and you were here today. Come on, where's the list of songs? Come on. Oh no, I've just seen a face. I've just seen a face. Diddly 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 dee. Hang on, where's here today? Oh, here we go. Oh, shh. Suspended stage. Oh God! Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Oh. Right. Oh, listen, I've had enough of this. I'm going to go and do something with my life, like drink, So I must go. But ta-ta, everybody. Remember what I've said, though. This is a mental illness. If you're watching now and you're thinking of going to see this, this is a mental illness. You're destroying your family. You're destroying your lives. You're becoming a laughing stock. You're fanatics. You are fanatics, lunatics. Only today I read Marv had written something about how he wanted to go and see it just because to see Paul McCartney, not to hear Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney's a singer, was a singer. That's what you want to go and see Paul McCartney for, to listen to music. This isn't music. Very sad, yes. And on that note, I shall leave you all. Good fly.